swinging on a rope at Keenan's mill. Getting run off with a shotgun is still one of my
hello. This is Rick Wilson, and I know it's been a while since I've made an episode. I'm finding that these historical episodes are the ones that are apparently giving me more views, so that's what I'm going to talk about. It's hunting season, so I know it's been at least a year since I've talked to anyone about any of this stuff. If you notice, I got my hair cut, and I had to get that done over in Montgomery. You know, last time I was on here, I asked you guys to pray for Bobby Gant, and he did die. He died with COVID, so I don't really know who can give a barber style haircut anyway, but also my mom died, and I think I told you that my wife's mom died. I had to have back surgery, and my wife, well, she's got cancer, and she's doing fine. God has been blessing us over this. She is just, I'm telling you what, she is a trooper. She's not only a trooper, she's a stormtrooper. I'm gonna tell you what, she's just as beautiful as ever. Her hair's grown back about that much, about the length of mine. But anyway, so I thought I'd talk about Selma. And I think I had said before that my grandmother grew up in the mill village. Well, she lived in the mill village, but when she was very small, her and her family had to move from place to place during, just like your family had to during the Depression. I know I've got some pictures, but I hadn't found them yet, of her at these old CCC camps. And if you don't know what that is, you either went to World War I or you worked in the CCC camps, pretty much. They set up like box cars out in the middle of nowhere. In fact, Camp Gris was a CC camp. So they made young people and mid-aged people make new roads for Alabama. It was part of the getting everybody back to work thing, and my granny was in on that. And we've got some pictures of her in the CC camp, and then after one thing led after another, then she moved into the mill village when she was very young still. There were several mill villages. One was over close to Southern Railway, and the other one was over here around Corley. But anyway, around where Miller's lumber company was, around that area. But anyway, I'm going to be telling, I'm going to let Granny actually tell some of her tales. Her growing up, she was hilarious. They didn't have a thing, but they had fun. And so we used to corner her and say, "Granny, tell us some of your old stories, some of your tales." And she'd tell about Haints, and she'd tell about all this kind of stuff growing up with all her brothers and sisters and that kind of thing. So I recorded her back in the 60s and 70s on a cassette tape, and I still have some, and I was able to record some of them and actually make MP3s out of them. So I'm going to let you hear, every time I do one of these, I'm going to let you hear a tale told by her, and she was probably 8 or 9, 10 years old when these tales happened. So it'll be her growing up at different places and this, that, and the other. But I'm gonna if you're listening to this music, and I appreciate you guys very much for watching these. I know my last history one that I did like this, I got over 1,000 views, and I appreciate that. So if you will, make sure you like, so that helps me, and some of this stuff gets on to other channels so other people can see it. I don't make any money, but if you would hit like, I'd appreciate it. And if you like what you hear, subscribe. I think I got around 200 or so subscriptions right now. But anyway, and also the song "Growing Up in Selma," that little boy was me. That one's got 4,000 listens. That's awesome. So let's if you're, in fact, I'm playing that song right now. If you want to go listen to that song, it's I have a video of that. You just go through my videos and you'll find it. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and let's let you hear Granny. It's in her own voice, and with my brother and my mother and Aunt Clell and me. So when we was all real younger, and so here's a tale from the village. Talk to you guys later. You know I know where you live, so you better be sweet. Enjoy.
Lord. At one time, him and some little boys, they were going to break one from following them. And it was Howard Hudson. Howard wasn't quite as old as them, and they tied him over the creek and left him. Left him tied over the creek. He said they tied him to rope and brought him up just far enough for the water. And left him hanging there.
Dewey Thornton with
Yeah, he said he reckoned if somebody hadn't come along, he'd have died. Well, he wasn't choking. They just had him hanging over the creek, little creek. He wasn't drowning. But they tied him up there. It tickles Howard to tell it yet. And one time, they got Dewey Thornton and pulled his breeches off. He was such a sissy. And, Lord have mercy.
Miss Thornton raised Cain about that though, didn't you?
Oh, Lord, me and Doc was round at y'all's house, round in that little house. Boy, we heard somebody coming, is Doc and Irene here? Yeah. I want y'all to whip Clofus. Well, whip him. And I said, well, Miss Thornton, what's he done? I said, he usually gets whooping if he does anything you ought not do. He pulled my boy's clothes off. Him and somebody else. He had to hide behind the store. So, I think he finally got home and he told his mama, Clofus and somebody else pulled his clothes off. Clofus said, Mama, every woman goes follows us and we don't like it.
Just another day in Selma town.